Okay, welcome back to another episode of Third and 23. I'm your host, Alex, here to talk OU Texas, Red River Rivalry, Red River Shootout, whatever you want to call it. Um, if you hadn't seen my last video, just to let you guys know, 8-1 in my last 9 ATS games before I went on vacation. So you guys know I went on vacation, missed the last 2 college football Saturdays, but I won't have any more interruptions for the rest of the season. At least I shouldn't have any. And yeah, let's see if we can keep this hot streak going. 8-1 last 9. Going to go into Oklahoma, Texas Red River rivalry. Now, Texas opens this game as a 14-point favorite, and it makes sense. If you look at Texas right now, they're ranked number 1 team in the country. On my own power rankings that I do, I also have them as number 1 team. Uh, been able to run it, been able to throw it. Defense has been outstanding all season. Now, to keep in mind, their schedule hasn't been the toughest. They're 5-0. If you look at their last 3, blown out UTSA, ULM Monroe, and Mississippi State. Mississippi State, you know, uh, not a mid-major school, but probably the worst team in the SEC. Can't tackle, can't play offense. Their backup quarterback had to start that game as they lost their starter Blake Shapen for the season. They've also went into Ann Arbor and dominated the defending national champion Michigan, but that's obviously not the same national champion Michigan. You know that roster got gutted, new head coach, and have serious quarterback issues. So keep that in mind while the Texas pass defense, if you're looking at these stats, Texas pass defense, 121 yards per game. That's ranked second nationally. Their defensive passer rating, third nationally. They haven't really gone up against a who's who, basically a non existent quarterback in Michigan, a backup quarterback in Mississippi State, and a bunch of mid major teams. Still, it's impressive. They've only the most points they've given up in a game this year is 13 points. So you got to say that's still impressive. I mean, they're still looking like a dominant defense, even if they haven't really been tested. The Texas on offensive side of the ball, Texas is balanced. Jaden Blue and the other running backs they had provide good balance to their explosive passing attack. Quinn Ears is supposed to be back for this game. From what I understand, they had a bye last week. From what I understand, he would have been back if they played last week, so he should be back this game. But keep stay tuned for that. I'm going into this pick assuming that he's back. The pass offense with him and Arch Manning, seventh nationally at 322 yards per game. They got a lot of weapons. Matthew Golden, Silas Bolden, little used DeAndre Moore balled last game against Mississippi State. Isaiah Bond, Gunnar Helmet at tight end. So you got a lot of different guys to spread the ball around to. When you're looking at Oklahoma's passing offense, so that's the Texas offense. Now you look at OU's offense. First, let's start with their passing offense, ranked 118th nationally at 160 yards per game. They started the year with Jackson Arnold. Wasn't working out. I've talked about this in a previous video. Jackson Arnold just hasn't been consistent at getting the ball downfield. It's a lot of short throws with him. He ended up getting benched in that Tennessee game that they lost 25-15 for Michael Hawkins Jr. Michael Hawkins Jr. provides more of a dual threat, capability, run and throw, but I in basically about a game and a half because he also started the Auburn game. I'm not going to sit here and say I've been that impressed. He's okay. He's not a bad player, but in the game against Texas, I'm not expecting him to look like how he looked against Auburn, which was just okay, right? Against this Texas defense with nothing at receiver. I mean, if you guys don't know, Oklahoma has been absolutely just gutted at the receiver position due to injuries. They're supposed to, I think their top 5 receivers this season have either missed time or have missed the season so far to date, right? Uh, they're supposed to get Deion Burks back, so they're supposed to get one of them back. Deion Burks was a transfer from Purdue, good player, but in this type of game against this type of opponent, not really a needle mover, man. If they were playing Texas State, maybe, right? But against the Texas Longhorns, not really a needle move for me. So you're talking Michael Hawkins Jr. throwing to maybe Deion Burks as a primary wide receiver, and then handing the ball off to Javante Barnes. As you see, Oklahoma's rush offense ranks 100th nationally. Javante Barnes isn't moving the needle. He's not moving the pile. He's basically 3 yards in a cloud of dust. So you're talking about no balance for the young QB who has no weapons to throw to against a defense that hasn't given up more than 13 points this season. I respect Brett Venables and the Oklahoma defense as to be, decent and kind of keep them in the game for maybe a quarter or so, especially up front in the front seven. But how are you gonna, you know, withstand the fact that the Oklahoma offense is probably going to have a lot of 3 and outs, a lot of drives that don't get past the 50-yard line. They're going to put them in a lot of bad situations. I like Texas in this game. I'm going to lay the 14. I don't think OU is going to score a lot of points in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if this game was Texas by around 24-28. Uh, so give me the Longhorns, laying the 14, see if we can keep this hot streak going. That's my video. So if you like the content, please like, follow, subscribe, all of that. And I still have a couple more videos I'm going to do this week. So you'll see my YouTube handle here in a few seconds. Take care.